welcome to yet another episode of the Super Cyclone Challenge. We're here in the chair yet again to see if anyone can fumble their way through to the top of the mile-per-hour tree. Well, tonight we've got another non-stranger to the project. It's been with us for a very long time, actually. Daniel Hudson.
Hey.
Good evening. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, not too bad at all. Much better now that I know that you're playing. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go because you are the only person on the project who doesn't pride themselves on their storm knowledge, let's say.
Yeah, I'll just try and do my best.
You're going to do your best. What made you want to take part this time around? You were on doubles last year.
Well, I've not really done a whole lot involved with the channel, so I figured I'd just do something for a change.
All right, well, you know there's six stages, 24 questions, which gets you from 0 to 205, 215 miles an hour. How far do you think you'll get tonight?
Oh, not very far. It's more the matter of seeing the lowest.
Are you doing this as a joke?
No, I might as well give it a try.
Alright, well, so you'd be happy to get to tropical storm status?
Yeah.
Or hurricane status?
I'm just going to assume I'll get to hurricane status, but yeah, kind of pushing it a bit.
Pushing it there, alright. This is going to go great. You've got the 4 lifelines to begin with, the half-time, the 50-50, flip the question, and the risk. You'll get the 5th lifeline, a double dip, if you get your first 5 questions correct without needing a lifeline. Do you need any of them explaining to you?
No.
Alright then we're ready to go. The first question will get you to 20 miles an hour, 4 questions to tropical storm status, 20 seconds on the clock for these. Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Then here we go, and it's Hudson's game. The first question. Which one of these storm names was used in 2018? Is it Michael, Michelle, Flossie, or Albert?
Michael.
Final answer.
Yes.
He's got one! Yes! Correct. Without any help whatsoever. Next question will get you to 30 miles an hour. I can't take this seriously. Here it is. What does NHC stand for? National Hurricane Center, No Homers Club, Next Hot Client, or Norwegian Helsinki Committee?
National Hurricane Center.
Final answer.
And so on, yeah.
Whoever submitted that question was having a great day. That is the right answer, 30 miles an hour. Great start. Great start. Here is the next question, which will get you to 35 miles per hour. Which hurricane caused the most damage in 2005? Is it Dennis, Emily, Katrina, or Rita?
Katrina.
Final answer?
Yeah.
You didn't sound completely sure on that. It's locked in. You sure?
Yeah.
He looks happy. He should be. It is the right answer, yes. 35 miles an hour, one away from Tropical Storm Daniel, which seemed pretty unlikely at the beginning of the show. High wind shear, something like that going on. Here is the next question, and I think I've just inadvertently given it away. Here is the question for 40 miles an hour. Which of these are favourable for cyclone development? Is it low humidity, low wind shear, low sea surface temperatures, or low theta E?
Is it low wind shear?
You're telling me. Final answer?
Yes.
Daniel.
Yeah.
You are a tropical storm. Congratulations. Oh, the audience loving that. Well, you've reached your first target, Daniel. Does this make you more confident that you'll get the hurricane status now?
A little bit.
A little bit. No lifelines have been used yet. If you take the next question and get it right without using a lifeline, it will get you that 5th double dip lifeline. 30 seconds on the clock for this next section of the game. Here's your 5th question. How strong do winds have to be to designate a tropical storm? Is it 20 miles per hour, gale force, 60 miles per hour, or hurricane force?
I'd like to use a lifeline.
A lifeline,
please.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can no longer get the double dip. 25 seconds on the clock. Which lifeline would you like to use?
Oh, 50. Is there 50-50 one?
There is indeed.
Okay.
We're going with the 50-50, okay? So it has left us with the following options: gale force or hurricane force. Time starts now.
Oh, I'm going to just say hurricane force.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
What makes you think it's hurricane force and not gale force?
Gale force is rather low, isn't it?
Right.
From what I gather, compared to hurricane force, and tropical storms are usually quite destructive, aren't they?
Right, yeah. Daniel,
Yes.
you were at 40 miles an hour, and you're still at 40 miles an hour. It's the wrong answer. The correct answer was, in fact, gale force.
Gale.
Gale.
Yeah.
It's a little in-joke that me and Daniel have concerning the name Gale. Let's not go there. Daniel, 40 miles an hour, but you don't seem too disappointed.
No. I knew I should have gone with Gale.
You should have gone with the Gale. One of the quickest games in existence on the Super Cyclone Challenge. Daniel, thank you very much for taking part. And now for the next game. We're still waiting to see whether anyone finds their feet during this very interesting series so far. Everyone's been slipping up and landing on their butt. Tonight, someone who we hope won't be doing that is Timothy. Hi Tim, how are you?
I am doing good, Nathan. Hoping to make sure that my 25 years of storm tracking actually serves me well and I don't fizzle out like I did in the Team Hypo.
25 years. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, the first storm that really got my interest was Hurricane Andrew in 92, and I started really full-time storm tracking in 95 with the 2019 hurricane season being my silver anniversary, 25th season of storm tracking.
You are probably, I think, the second oldest person to play the Super Cyclone Challenge, although David did play doubles, so you may well be the most experienced person, well actually you are, to play the game. 25 years.
Let's just hope I remember more than I have forgotten of the season.
Alright then, well, I think you know how the game works. You've got the 6 safe zones, 24 questions. And of course you'll have, at least to begin with, the 4 lifelines. The half-time lifeline, which we carried over from the last the double series last November, where we move you on to the next question, but we halve the time limit, so it's a bit of a risk-reward kind of thing there. The 50-50, flip the question, the dreaded risk lifeline, and if you get the first 5 questions in a row right without using a lifeline, you get granted that double dip. Alright, Tim?
All right, let's do this.
Does that sound all good to you? Yeah? Wonderful.
Yes, it does.
So, let's play the game. Let's see how far Tim can get. Oh, before we do, have you got a target tonight?
I'll be happy if I make category 1.
Alright. Well, several people have done it, and I'm sure if you do that, you won't be the last. 20 seconds on the clock for the first 4 questions, Tim. Best of luck.
All right.
Here we go. I love a new debutant on the Super Cyclone Challenge. It's great. Question 1. How many categories are there on the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale? Is it 1, 5, 10, or 1,264,806?
there are 5 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, and that is my final answer.
Who wrote that question? That's the right answer. It's correct, 20 miles an hour. We're getting a bit glitchy with you, Tim, at the minute, so I'm really hoping that doesn't keep up and that we do better with that, but we'll keep persevering. Next question. In atmospheric terms, what does SAL mean? Is it Saharan air layer, stupid and loud, stormy and large, or Sahara at lunch?
I know the Atlantic, that is Saharan air layer. Final answer.
That is the correct answer, yes. 30 miles an hour it is. Hooray! Crowd really loving that. Number 3. When does the Atlantic hurricane season officially begin? Is it June 1st, July 1st, August 1st, or September 1st?
That is June 1st. Final answer.
No problems whatsoever so far. Yes, 35 miles an hour. So one more now from Tropical Storm status and nameable status. Here it is. In 2017, Hurricane Jose peaked at which Saffir-Simpson category? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Now, there's a lot of debate on this one, but last research I did had it at category 4, and that is final answer.
Tim's final answer gets him Tropical Storm status. Congratulations. Hooray. We're getting a bit of a delayed response there with the glitchiness, but I'm sure you're really pleased.
I'm still one away from matching my team hypo, so that's the next part.
And halfway to your target tonight. Well, let's see if it gets too difficult for you. If you do get the next question correct, you'll have a 30-second time limit. If you get the next question correct, you get that double dip lifeline awarded to you, and you'll have the full complement, all 5. Okay, here is question 5, which will get you 50 miles an hour. In which month does the most... I'll start that again. In which month does the most activity typically occur in the Atlantic? Is it August, September, October, or November?
Well, considering official peak is September 10th, that is September. And final answer.
Not a problem at all. Tim even adding a little bit extra there. It is September 10th. Correct. He's looking very pleased with himself right now. Tim, tell us about your pets.
Well, I had 2 cats, but I have 1 cat named Binks, and I will have a second cat here in the next 10 days.
Wow, amazing. All right. We'll keep going then. You've got that 5th lifeline, the double dip. Next question, which will get you to 60 miles an hour. How many storms formed in the Atlantic in 2005? Is it 25, 26, 27, or 28?
2005 was a record-breaking year. Normal naming list is 20 names, and with 5 Greek letters. 27. Final answer.
27. You were thinking for a while. 13 seconds were left on the clock. You've locked it in, Tim. For 60 miles an hour, the first one you've really had to think on. Tim, it's the wrong answer.
Oh!
It's 28.
Oh, God.
Oh, damn and blast. Tim, you were sure in the end as well.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that the naming list usually is 22 or 23. I keep forgetting it's usually a 23rd name in there.
What can I say? I'm so disappointed. Not in you, Tim, but I so wanted you to do well.
At least on the bright side, I matched my hypo. Actually, no, I did worse than my hypo.
No, you have now, yes, I'm afraid. 40 miles an hour. Tim is a minimal tropical storm. It's just uncanny what's going on this season. Everyone is dropping like flies so far. Can you do any better? If I don't know where we're up to now in the series. It's going to be airing a lot later than than we do this. But if you want to be maybe on this series, but maybe a future series of the Super Cyclone Challenge, if you think you could do better than anyone you've seen in this run, send us a message. Usual channels, contact@force13.com, or you can send us a message through social media, Force13 on Facebook and Twitter, if you'd like to get in touch, if you'd like to be on the game in future. Tim, any closing comments?
I'm kicking myself on that, but to all the viewers, this is why we cover these storms, so we have this knowledge. If you guys have the knowledge, step up to the challenge.
Just one away. I mean, that was a little bit of a harsh one in terms of what the answers were, but it is pretty common knowledge. A lot of people do know. 28 storms in 2005 sticks in the mind of many people. But I don't know, Tim. What can I say? What I can say is I don't think it's the worst mistake that's been made during this run so far. So, hey, there we go. Tim, Tropical Storm, 40 miles an hour. And now for the next game. Up the wind tree during this series. We've had one or two so far, and someone who did really well last series is back again this time. Joining us tonight is Abdullah. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Perfectly fine.
Now, last time we played, I was pretty floored by how very well you were doing, possibly on a par with Marcel Holos, who apparently is the best player of the Super Cyclone Challenge. Just your wealth of knowledge, where does it come from?
Well, I can tell you most of the information I just got from. Well, I was getting all this information from official sources,
but you've got a very good capacity of holding on to all that information. By the sounds of things, you don't agree? Okay. Well, a lot of people tell me it's more difficult this time around. So, assuming that's the case, what's your target? How far do you think you'll get tonight? Isn't
My
going to
target.
be the most difficult question tonight, by the way.
Well, I'll just try not to some important things this time, as I'm going to make my way to the finish.
To the finish! Unbelievable! Well, that's a very bold claim.
Possibly.
We've got the many safe zones along your route: tropical storm, hurricane, major hurricane, and super hurricane status. 6 phases, 24 questions, 4 questions per phase. You have 4 lifelines to begin with. The half-time lifeline, where we move on to the next question, but with a time penalty. The time limits are halved. The 50-50, flip the question, and the risk lifeline. If you get all the way to the end of the 5th question without having to use your first lifeline, you get given your 5th and final lifeline, the double dip. I really hope you get that, and I hope you do well.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Alright.
We're ready. We're ready here at HQ as well, Studio 4. 20 seconds for the first 4 questions. Best of luck. Here's the first one.
Okay.
What is the acronym for the Global Forecast System? Is it ATCF, GFS, CMC, or HWRF?
Well, the global forecast system is perfectly known.
Oh no, we've lost your signal.
Oh, it's actually again. I said the GFS.
Thank goodness for that. We got your signal back before the time ran out. Gee whiz, that was worrying. Correct though, not a problem. 20 miles an hour.
Good.
Audience applause. Here is the next question. A major hurricane is a storm that has reached what Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale category? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5?
3.
Final answer.
Yeah.
That is the correct answer for 30 miles an hour. Well done. And someone must have dinged us there with that notification noise. That doesn't mean anything in the game, don't worry. The next question, here we go. It's all going to pot today. Question number 3.
Right.
Which part of a hurricane produces the strongest winds? Is it the eye wall, outer bands, or feeder bands?
The strongest winds
Are where?
the eye wall.
Final answer.
Yes.
That is the correct answer for 35 miles an hour, yes. We're limping there because of the signal keeps jumping in and out a little bit, but we're persevering. We had these problems last time too, but we'll keep going. Question 4, this will get you to tropical storm status if it's right in the first safe zone. Here it is. What was the strongest storm of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season? Is it Danny, Erica, Joaquin, or Kate?
Well, I can tell you the strongest of the 2015 Atlantic is definitely Joaquin.
Final answer.
Yes, it is Joaquin.
And that is the correct answer for 40 miles an hour, no problems whatsoever. Alright, so it's pretty good so far. Here we go with the 5th question. And this will get you that lifeline. 30 seconds on the clock now, and here it is.
Okay.
Which island did Tropical Storm Brett make landfall on in 2017? Is it Puerto Rico, Trinidad, Cuba, or Bermuda?
Brett of 2017,
Yes.
it made landfall in Trinidad.
Final answer.
Yes.
I like some confidence there, and that is well-placed confidence. That's the right answer. 50 miles an hour it is, and that 5th lifeline is now delivered to your door. You've got all 5 available at any time. All right. Next question gets us to 60. We'll go as quick as we can. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, Haiyan made landfall in the Philippines with what wind speed? Is it 175 miles an hour, 185 miles an hour, 195 miles an hour, or 205 miles per hour?
What a difficulty spike. Lifeline.
Really? Alright, well, we're taking on the lifeline at 25 seconds. Which one would you like to take?
Can I just flip?
Flip the question. Alright, we'll get another question on question 6 here, which will get us to 60 miles an hour. Another 30 seconds on the clock. Here is another one for you. At what speed in knots is a Western Pacific cyclone considered to be a super typhoon? Is it 100 knots, 115 knots, 130 knots, or 140 knots?
A super typhoon. What was the question again?
What speed in knots is a Western Pacific cyclone considered to be a super typhoon? 10 seconds.
Okay. Alright. Is it 130?
Final answer.
130. Yes, consider that super
My goodness.
typhoons can be high-end category 4s, probably 150 miles per hour to beyond.
Yeah. You
So
locked
it is
in.
130.
You locked in the final answer with 2 seconds remaining, and it is the right answer. Well done.
Yes.
Fantastic. Alright, we're still in good shape. 4 lifelines still remaining. We've used the flip the question so far. The next question will get us to 70 miles an hour, and here it is. In 2016, Typhoon Nipatak peaked at what Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale category? Is it category 1, 2, 4, or 5? You look happy.
It peaked as a 5.
Final answer.
Yes, it was a 5.
I saw you smiling before I even read out the question. I knew that you knew the answer to this. That is the right answer. Well done. All right. Great. Last question before hurricane status. Here it is. Which of these hurricanes produced the most tornadoes? Is it Igor, Katrina, Ivan, or Rita?
Well, I can tell you, it is Ivan.
Final answer?
Yes, it is Ivan.
What makes you think it was Ivan?
Yes, I do remember reading some information. It probably spawned over 200 tornadoes. Possibly.
Well, I'm not sure about that number, but it is the right answer for hurricane status. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Satisfied.
Satisfied? Alright. But you do want to beat the game. Well,
Yes.
we've got through the first 8. That means there's 16 more. We're a third of the way through the game. 40 seconds on the next question, so you got a little bit more thinking time. And this is question number 9, which will get you to 80 miles per hour if it's right. 4 lifelines still there. Here it is. Which hurricane struck North Carolina in July 1996? Is it Arthur, Bertha, Bonnie, or Fran?
1996?
Yes, July 1996 in North Carolina.
Fran?
Is that your final answer? Which hurricane struck North Carolina in July 1996? Arthur, Bertha, Bonnie, or Fran?
What? I'll just take a lifeline.
Lifeline, okay. Which lifeline?
The double dip.
The double dip. Alright, what is your first answer?
I say it's Fran.
Alright, if this is not the right answer, the clock begins at 13 seconds and your other options will be Arthur, Bertha, and Bonnie. I can tell you that Fran is not the right answer. 13 seconds.
Okay. Arthur.
Final answer? Quickly.
Arthur.
Alright. Went with Fran at first on the double dip. It wasn't Fran. Now he's gone with Arthur. This is for 80 miles an hour. You're at 75. Abdullah, do you think it's right?
Well, what can I say? I think that Bertha did cause some damage in the, well, possibly considerable damage in the Greater Antilles. Though I don't.
And it
What can I
also
say?
struck North Carolina. I'm sorry, it's the wrong answer. The correct answer was Bertha.
I did screw.
It did go on to hit North Carolina. I'm so sorry.
Know that.
You knew it. I think you did know it. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that was an interesting game. I thought you were going to get far. I'm really sorry to see you go at 75 miles an hour, but it's still Category 1 status. And in
Yes.
a tougher game this time around.
Yes, quite considerable from that major difficulty spike from that high-end question. A major difficulty spike since a year past. Yeah, I did play last year in January. It was easy at the time, but that difficulty spike.
Well, only the best Cyclone brains will get the furthest. Do you have what it takes to beat Abdullah and the rest at the Super Cyclone Challenge this series? There may not be enough time now because of these pre-records to take part in this series, but you can take part in Series 4 when that goes ahead late this year, I assume. you can take part in a future episode by sending a message to us, contact@force13.com, or by sending a message to any of our social media outlets. That was Abdullah's game. I'm so sorry it ended that way, but thanks very much for playing. 75 miles an hour, still fairly respectable. We'll see you again soon. Good night.